Hi there, beautiful learners. I'm Aurora, and welcome back to English with Aurora. Today, we're diving into something that will completely transform your English journey. Have you ever found yourself translating every single word from your native language before speaking English? Do you feel frustrated because your thoughts come in your mother tongue, but you need to express them in English? Well, what if I told you that by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to start thinking directly in English? Yes, you heard that right. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to rewire your brain to think in English naturally. Now I know what you're thinking. Aurora, is that even possible? I've been learning English for years, and I still translate everything in my head. Trust me, I understand that feeling completely. But here's the secret that most English teachers don't tell you. Thinking in English isn't about reaching some magical advanced level. It's about training your brain with specific techniques that anyone can learn, regardless of their current level. Before we dive deep into these life-changing techniques, let me ask you something. How many times have you been in a conversation where you knew exactly what you wanted to say, but by the time you translated it in your head, the moment was gone? How many opportunities have you missed because your brain was stuck in translation mode? Today, that changes forever. Let me share a quick story with you. I once had a student named Maria who came to me after 3 years of studying English. She could read complex texts, understood grammar rules perfectly, but when it came to speaking, she was frozen. Every time someone asked her a simple question like, "How was your weekend?" she would panic, start translating from Spanish in her head, and end up saying nothing at all. Sound familiar? But here's where it gets interesting. After just 2 weeks of applying the techniques I'm about to share with you, Maria called me, completely excited. She had just had a 15-minute conversation with her American colleague about weekend plans, and she realized something incredible had happened. She wasn't translating anymore. The English words were coming directly from her thoughts. She was thinking in English. So what's the first secret to thinking in English? It's what I call the inner voice replacement technique. Right now, that little voice inside your head, the one that narrates your daily activities, probably speaks in your native language, right? When you wake up, it might say something like, "Oh no, I'm late for work," or "What should I wear today?" Well, we're going to train that inner voice to speak English instead. Here's how it works. Start with the simplest thoughts first. When you wake up tomorrow morning, instead of thinking in your native language, consciously think in English. "Good morning. It's time to get up. I need to brush my teeth." Don't worry about perfect grammar or complex sentences. The goal is to replace your inner monologue with English. Let me give you some practical examples of daily thoughts you can practice. When you're getting ready in the morning, let me check the weather today. It looks sunny. I'll wear my blue shirt. When you're having breakfast, this coffee tastes good. I need to eat something healthy, maybe some toast with jam. When you're commuting, the traffic is heavy today. I hope I'm not late. That's a beautiful building. The key here is consistency, not perfection. You don't need to think in complex English sentences. Simple thoughts like "I'm hungry," "It's cold," or "That's funny" are perfect starting points. Now, let's talk about the second game-changing technique, situational thinking. This is where we prepare your brain for real-life situations by thinking through scenarios in English before they happen. Instead of being caught off guard and falling back into translation mode, you'll have already trained your brain to think in English for specific situations. Let's start with one of the most common scenarios, ordering food at a restaurant. Instead of waiting until you're actually at the restaurant, practice thinking through the entire experience in English beforehand. Picture this: you walk into a restaurant. What's the first thing that happens? The host approaches you. In your mind, think, "Good evening, table for 2, please." They might ask, "Do you have a reservation?" You think, "No, we don't. Is there anything available?" Continue the mental conversation. "Here's your table. Your server will be right with you." You think, "Thank you so much." When the server comes, "Good evening. Can I start you with something to drink?" You think, "Yes, I'll have water, please, and could we see the menu?" Practice thinking through the entire dining experience. Looking at the menu, asking questions about dishes, placing your order, making conversation, asking for the check. The magic happens when you actually go to a restaurant and realize your brain is already prepared to think in English because you've rehearsed it mentally. Let's try another crucial scenario: job interviews. This is where thinking in English can make or break your opportunities. Imagine you're preparing for an interview. Don't just memorize answers. Train your brain to think through the entire experience in English. The interviewer says, "Tell me about yourself." Instead of translating a prepared answer, train your brain to think, "Well, I'm a marketing professional with 5 years of experience. I'm passionate about digital strategies and helping companies grow their online presence." They might ask, "What's your greatest strength?" Your brain thinks, "I would say my ability to work well under pressure. In my previous job, I often had to handle multiple projects with tight deadlines, and I developed excellent time management skills." But here's what makes this technique even more powerful. Don't just think about the obvious questions. Think about the entire experience in English: walking into the building, greeting the receptionist, waiting in the lobby, small talk before the interview starts, asking your own questions at the end. Think, "Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I'm really excited about this opportunity." Or, "Could you tell me more about the company culture here?" Or, "What does success look like in this role?" The third technique I want to share with you is called emotional English thinking. This might sound complex, but it's actually quite simple and incredibly powerful. You see, when we experience strong emotions, our brains automatically revert to our native language. When you're angry, excited, surprised, or frustrated, your first thoughts probably come in your mother tongue, right? But here's the thing. Emotions are universal, and learning to think your emotional responses in English will make your English thinking more natural and automatic. Let's practice some emotional responses in English. When something surprises you, instead of thinking in your native language, train your brain to think, "Wow, I can't believe it," or "That's incredible," or "No way." When you're frustrated, "This is so annoying," or "I can't deal with this right now," or "Why is this happening?" When you're excited, "This is amazing," or "I'm so happy," or "I can't wait." When you're tired, "I need a break," or "I'm exhausted," or "I can't keep my eyes open." The key is to make these emotional responses automatic. The next time something surprising happens, catch yourself and consciously think the response in English. It might feel strange at first, but with practice, it becomes completely natural. Let me tell you about another student of mine, David from Brazil. He was preparing for a presentation at his company's international conference. He was terrified because he knew he would need to think quickly in English, especially during the Q&A session. We spent 2 weeks training his brain to think emotionally in English. We practiced responses like, "That's a great question. Let me think about that for a moment. Actually, that's exactly what we discovered in our research. I'm not sure I understand the question. Could you rephrase it?" But we didn't stop there. We also practiced his internal emotional responses. "I can handle this. I know this material well. Stay calm and focused. This is going great." The day of the presentation, David called me afterwards, completely amazed. He said, "Aurora, something incredible happened. Not only did I give the presentation in English, but I realized I was thinking my stress and excitement in English too. When someone asked a challenging question, my brain automatically thought, 'This is interesting,' instead of panicking in Portuguese." Now let's move on to the fourth technique, descriptive thinking. This is one of my favorites because you can practice it anywhere, anytime. The idea is to describe what you see, hear, smell, taste, or feel in English directly in your thoughts. Right now, as you're watching this video, try describing your surroundings in your mind using English. "I'm sitting on my comfortable couch. There's natural light coming through the window. I can hear some traffic outside. The room feels cozy and warm. Make this a daily habit. When you're walking down the street, think, the weather is beautiful today. There are a lot of people walking their dogs. That building has interesting architecture. I can smell coffee from that cafe. When you're at the grocery store, I need to buy some vegetables. These apples look fresh. The store is quite busy today. I should get some milk too. This technique is powerful because it trains your brain to process sensory information directly in English, without translation. You're building what I call English neural pathways in your brain. The fifth technique is future planning in English. Most of us spend a significant amount of time thinking about our plans, goals, and future activities. Instead of doing this mental planning in your native language, switch to English. When you're thinking about tomorrow, I have a meeting at 10 a.m. I need to prepare my presentation tonight. After work, I'll go to the gym. Maybe I'll cook dinner or order something healthy. When you're planning your weekend, Saturday morning, I want to sleep in. Then maybe I'll meet my friends for lunch. Sunday, I need to do laundry and clean the house. I should also call my parents. When you're thinking about longer-term goals, I want to improve my English skills this year. Maybe I should take that online course I've been considering. I'd love to travel to New York next summer. I need to start saving money for that trip. This technique is incredibly effective because planning thoughts are usually relaxed and non-pressured, which makes it easier for your brain to adapt to thinking in English. Let me share a fascinating story about a student named Ahmed from Egypt. He was a software engineer who dreamed of working for a tech company in Silicon Valley. His English was good enough for reading technical documentation and writing code comments, but he struggled with thinking in English during video calls with international teams. We started with simple future planning thoughts. Tomorrow I'll work on the database optimization. I need to test the new feature. I should check with my team about the deadline. Gradually, we expanded to more complex planning. For this project, I think we should use a different approach. Maybe we could implement this feature using machine learning. I need to research the best libraries for this task. After 3 months of consistent practice, Ahmed got his dream job offer from a major tech company in California. During his final interview, which was a technical discussion lasting over an hour, he realized something amazing. He wasn't just speaking in English. He was thinking through complex technical problems directly in English. His brain had rewired itself completely. Now let's discuss technique number 6, English self-talk. This goes beyond just replacing your inner voice. This is about having actual conversations with yourself in English. I know it might sound a bit crazy, but trust me on this one. When you're alone, start talking to yourself in English about your day, your thoughts, your plans. You might say, "Okay, so today was pretty good. The meeting went well, although I think I could have presented that idea more clearly. Tomorrow I need to focus on finishing that report. Oh, and I should call Sarah back. She left me a message yesterday." Or when you're trying to make a decision, should I take this job offer? On one hand, it's a great opportunity and the salary is good. On the other hand, I really like my current team. What would be the best choice for my career long-term? The beauty of self-talk is that there's no pressure to be perfect. You're not worried about what others think, so you can experiment with different expressions and let your thoughts flow naturally in English. Here's technique number 7, and this one is crucial. Problem solving in English. Whenever you encounter a problem or challenge, train your brain to work through it in English. This could be anything from figuring out what to cook for dinner to solving a complex work issue. For simple problems, I'm running late for my appointment. Should I take the bus or call an Uber? The traffic looks heavy. Maybe Uber would be faster, but it's more expensive. I think I'll take the risk and go with Uber. For work-related challenges, this client seems unhappy with our proposal. What went wrong? Maybe our pricing was too high, or perhaps we didn't understand their needs clearly. I should schedule a call to discuss their concerns and see how we can adjust our approach. When your brain gets used to processing problems and finding solutions in English, you'll notice a remarkable shift in your overall English fluency. Technique number 8 is memory processing in English. When you're remembering past events or experiences, consciously recall them using English thoughts instead of your native language. Instead of remembering your vacation in your mother tongue, think, "That trip to Paris was amazing. The Eiffel Tower was more beautiful than I expected. The food was incredible, especially that little cafe near our hotel. I remember feeling so happy walking along the Seine River." When recalling conversations, "Yesterday, my boss said the project was going well. She seemed pleased with our progress. I felt proud when she mentioned my contribution to the team." This technique is powerful because it connects your emotional memories with English, making the language feel more personal and natural. Now, let's talk about technique number 9, English reaction training. This involves training your brain to have immediate, automatic reactions in English. These are the quick thoughts that pop into your head in response to what's happening around you. When you see something beautiful, "Wow, that's gorgeous." When something is taking too long, "Come on, hurry up." When you hear good news, "That's fantastic." When something goes wrong, "Oh no, what happened?" When you're impressed, "That's incredible." When you're confused, "Wait, what?" The goal is to make these reactions so automatic that they happen in English without any conscious effort. The 10th and final technique is what I call English dream preparation. Before you go to bed, spend a few minutes thinking about your day in English and set an intention to dream in English. While you can't control your dreams directly, you can influence your subconscious mind. As you're lying in bed, review your day in English. "Today was productive. I accomplished most of my goals. Tomorrow will be even better. I'm grateful for the progress I'm making with my English." Some of my students have reported that after consistently practicing this technique, they occasionally dream in English, which is a strong sign that their brain is truly thinking in the language. Now I want to address something important. You might be thinking, "Aurora, this sounds like a lot of work. Do I really need to do all of this?" Here's the truth. You don't need to master all 10 techniques at once. Start with 1 or 2 that feel most natural to you and gradually incorporate the others. Remember my student Maria from the beginning of this video. She started with just technique number 1, replacing her inner voice. Within a week, she was naturally incorporating techniques 4 and 5. By the end of the month, she was using most of these techniques without even thinking about it. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even if you spend just 10 minutes a day consciously thinking in English, you'll start noticing changes within the first week. Let me give you a practical plan to get started. For the next 7 days, focus on technique number 1, replacing your inner voice. Every morning when you wake up, consciously start your mental narration in English. "Good morning. Time to start the day. What should I wear? It looks like a nice day outside." Don't worry if you catch yourself thinking in your native language. Just gently switch back to English. The goal is progress, not perfection. In week 2, add technique number 4, descriptive thinking. As you go about your day, describe what you see and experience in your mind using English. By week 3, incorporate technique number 6, English self-talk. Start having those conversations with yourself in English. Continue adding 1 new technique each week until you're using all of them naturally. But here's what I want you to understand. This isn't just about learning English. This is about rewiring your brain to operate in a global language. This is about opening doors to opportunities you never imagined possible. This is about becoming the confident, fluent English speaker you've always dreamed of being. When you think in English, you don't just speak better English. You become more creative in English. You become funnier in English. You become more authentic in English. You become yourself, but in a global language that connects you with billions of people around the world. I've seen students land their dream jobs because they could think quickly in English during interviews. I've seen students build international relationships because they could express their personalities naturally in English. I've seen students travel the world with confidence because they could navigate any situation thinking in English. And now it's your turn. You have everything you need. These 10 techniques are not just theories, they're practical tools that have transformed thousands of English learners just like you. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent English speaker once struggled with the same challenges you're facing now. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or natural ability. It's consistency and the right techniques. You're not just learning to think in English. You're learning to expand your world. You're learning to become the person who can confidently walk into any English-speaking environment and thrive. You're learning to become someone who doesn't just know English, but lives English. So here's my challenge for you. Starting today, right now, begin replacing that inner voice with English. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now with simple thoughts like "this is exciting," or "I can do this," or "here we go." Your journey to thinking in English starts with this single decision to try. And once you start, once you feel that first moment when an English thought comes naturally without translation, you'll be hooked. You'll realize that fluency isn't some distant dream. It's a skill you can develop starting today. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to think in English. I believe that 30 minutes from now, when you finish watching this video, you'll have everything you need to transform your English forever. The question isn't whether you can do it. The question is, are you ready to become the English speaker you've always wanted to be? The tools are in your hands. The techniques are clear. The only thing left is for you to take that first step. Start thinking in English today and watch as your entire relationship with the language transforms. Thank you for spending these 30 minutes with me. Now go out there and start thinking in English. Your future self will thank you for it. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue this incredible journey together. Until then, keep thinking, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. You've got this.